Hello again, y'all. Welcome to our fifth video of our mini series. Once again, my name is Maddie. I am a prevention advocate at the YWCA here in Worcester, and I run some circles for girls and also teach about bullying prevention and healthy relationships and teen dating platforms. And
Hi, I'm Janelle. I'm an intern at the YWCA and I help with various projects like this one with Maddie.
sweet. So thank you all for being here again. We are going to start with our normal format, sharing our rose, bud, and thorn. This is what we also did in our in-person girl circles. So as a reminder, a rose is something good, a thorn is something bad, and a bud is something you are looking forward to. And even though you can't share with us what those might be, I certainly encourage you to think about specifically some good things from the last couple days, because it's nice to focus on what is going well in our lives. Janelle, would you like to go first?
Sure. So my rose is that the last time I went grocery shopping, I picked up a ton of strawberries. So it's like one of my favorite fruits right now, which I used to be allergic to, but I kind of grew out of that. So just catching up on all the time that I missed out. My bud, I think, is getting ice cream later today because that is just like something that I need.
Are you going somewhere for it?
I think we're just gonna go to the store and pick up like a little carton just to have. So I'm super excited about that. And then my thorn would be running out of like my favorite shampoo and conditioner today. So I have to go out and like hunt for that. So
Oh, big bummer.
mm,
My rose is yesterday in the mail. I got a box of like really fancy chocolates from my parents, like
mm,
like $2 each truffles, and it's like a whole box of them, and I'm so excited. Um,
awesome.
and like they're only in Seattle, and they're so
Mm,
fancy and so good. My bud is I'm going for a run later today. I'm excited to get out of the house. That'll be fun. And my thorn is at the end of May, I am moving home to Seattle. And I'm excited about the move, but logistically, figuring out moving across the country in the middle of a pandemic is very, very stressful.
mhm.
Just like, how do I get my stuff there?
Yeah.
For 5 years. Um, so that is my thorn.
Mm,
Um, Great. So I'm just looking at my notes over here. Today we're going to be talking about emotions and how sometimes emotions are unpleasant, and how we can kind of cope with those and also recognize that like it's okay to feel lots of different feelings. So Janelle, what are some more negative feeling emotions that are coming up for you?
I would say like loneliness a lot just with like the social distancing thing and also not being in like school so I can physically see my classmates and my friends. So it's just been like a little bit lonely and I've been feeling really stressed. And usually when I feel stressed out, I like to like physically change my environment because that really helps. But with everything being closed or having to like practice social distancing, that's been really difficult to be able to do other than just like going out and taking a walk. Um,
Yeah.
and also just sad. I've been feeling sad pretty often just because of, just missing out on things like graduation or different senior events for school. So that's
Yeah,
just some of them that I've been feeling.
for sure. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I haven't been feeling too lonely because I do live with so many friends, and I know that's a very unique situation. Um, but I've been feeling like really scared a lot, which I do not enjoy. Um, like just scared of finding a job where I'm moving, and scared of um, getting like family members sick if I, because I am having to fly across the country. Um, I'm scared of like how long, things like this might last. Yeah, so I for sure like am definitely in the fear situation, which for me frequently comes out as anger. So I can also be a bit pissy, a little bit mean to my friends sometimes, which is something I am aware of and working on.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think for me, like being scared and being angry, I do feel angry. Like, why did this happen?
Yeah.
Why? Like, couldn't this have been like, I don't know, 40 years ago?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? Um, yeah, and so basically, we're sharing with you guys some of these things that are coming up for us that we associate as negative emotions, to show you like that it's normal. These times are hard and scary, and even when things are going smoothly, it's still normal to sometimes be scared and to sometimes be sad and to sometimes be angry. um, and our culture kind of washes over those feelings a lot of like, you only want to focus on all the good things, but everyone, literally everyone, at least everyone I know, experiences negative emotions.
Mhm.
um, so we're going to talk about some ways to deal with them when they come up, because they do. um, I have a friend who is a therapist, and she always says that it's like your brain farting. Like, your body farts, you don't want it to, like, it's not pleasant, but like it just happens, and it's something you have to deal with. And so like it's like our minds farting. Like sometimes they're sad, and it happens, and we deal with it. Um, so Janelle, do you have any favorite ways to cope with emotions?
I think when I'm just feeling, like stressed or sad or lonely, I like to just like get outside if I can. Again, like just physically changing up my view of like things and my surroundings, that really helps. Also, just calling a friend when I'm feeling lonely. I like to just, take advantage of the fact that I am able to video chat with a lot of my friends. So I like to do that. And honestly, showers. Showers help. Just like feeling the warm water just like hitting me just kind of makes me relax a little bit. So,
Cool.
mhm.
Cool. Yeah. I like to cry.
It's a good one.
It helps a lot. And sometimes I know I need to cry, but I'm not quite ready, so then I watch a sad movie to
Oh.
cry, and that's nice.
Mhm.
I also enjoy playing guitar. That really helps. And if I'm feeling like really especially sad, I like to listen to music and like just like lie on the floor, like absolutely still, lie on the floor, and listen to really loud music. I just kind of surround myself with that. Those are some of the things I do. And also for sure talk to friends or family. So, some of the other ways that we are going to talk about are drawing is one way to cope with emotions. And that's something that we have done in previous circles, like the painting the rocks that we did. That's one way to cope. Like, just if you can focus on what's happening outside of your mind, that can be a really good way. Um, and we also want to talk about listening to music as a good way, when you're getting really caught up in things, feeling sad or angry or scared or lonely. Listening to music can be really soothing. So we're actually going to play, I think it's about 2 minutes, this song. We're going to play it, and um, most of the time we'll all just be listening together, but might recommend paying attention to specific parts of the song. So it is a 3 minute song. It is by Brian Eno. It is called The Big Ship. It is acoustic, but don't worry, it's not like old fashioned classical. So here we go. I find it useful to shut your eyes so you can really focus. Something to think about is, like, if the music were to have a color, what would the color be? Where do you feel the music in your body? Maybe try playing with bringing your attention to the bass or to the beat and focusing on how that makes you feel. I like to think about all of the components of, like, multiple layers that are working together. So maybe you could imagine layers of different colored cloth, or like different levels in the ocean. In some ways I like to enjoy music. And as the music ends, maybe just take another couple seconds to see how you feel after the music. Awesome. Well, I hope that if that was not enjoyable, it was at least educational, but maybe it was both. So another thing we can do when emotions come up is exercise or physical activity, like going for a walk or even just like jumping around in your room.
I was gonna say dance it out.
Yeah,
That's
dancing.
like one way. If I know that I'm just kind of feeling in like a rut, I'll put on some like dancey music and just kind of dance it out. So
Yeah, and that combines the music and the physical activity.
mhm.
Lots of potential combinations here. Um, and the last thing that we're going to talk about is mindfulness. So, mindfulness is discussed as a way of being aware without judgment. So, what that means is, like, um, say you're feeling a little sad today. You would notice that you're feeling sad, but you wouldn't judge it as like a bad thing that you need to fix. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, like, I'm a little sad. And sometimes that can work well if our minds start thinking more than we want them to. I find sometimes when I'm sad, I just get really stuck on
Mhm.
certain thoughts, right? And so that's a mindfulness practice, is a way to see the thoughts and hear the thoughts, but not put judgment on the thoughts. So an example is, I'm sitting here, maybe I think like, I'm really trying to like not think because that I'm trying to empty my mind. But say I start being like, what am I gonna have for dinner? What am I gonna have for dinner? I just notice it and I allow it and then I ignore it. So you notice it, you're like, okay, I'm thinking. That's okay. Like, not now. That's one good practice is as you're just sitting there, you can say, not now, to the thoughts that come through. So, a good way to start mindfulness is to focus on our bodies because focusing on the body is a good way to get out of the head. So, I'm going to lead y'all through two different really short little mindfulness activities that might be helpful, might not be. Anything's okay. All good. So the first one is called a body scan. So with any mindfulness activity or exercise, I recommend sitting straight up or lying flat on your back. I'm sitting cross-legged, which is comfortable for me. And I recommend shutting your eyes. Again, all of this is optional. Not being graded, it's all cool. But I'm going to shut my eyes. So we're going to start by noticing our breath. So what that means is you're going to notice how it feels coming into your body. Maybe you feel your chest expand. Maybe you feel your belly expand. You're going to notice how it feels when it leaves your body when you exhale. Like I find when I exhale, my shoulders come forward a little bit, hunch a little. I can feel it leave, the whisper leaving. So all that attention you're putting to the breath, we're going to start focusing on your head. And just see how your head feels. So with that focus, we're just playing around with putting our attention places that aren't the mind. So like I'm noticing that my scalp's a little itchy. I think I got sunburnt on the top of my head. Maybe you notice a tightness anywhere with your jaw. Something. I notice a tightness between my eyebrows. And while this is going, if you have other thoughts that aren't relevant or that you don't want, you can just say hello and then say goodbye and allow them to keep moving forward. Now we're going to feel our shoulders. Focus on shoulders. You can feel mindful with breathing. Feel intense and use my breath to relax. So on the exhale, I'll be further relaxing. Now, I invite you to pay attention to yourself. Again, I feel my belly expand with air, contract. Now let's focus on backs. I hold a lot of tension in my back, so breathing out, release that. Bring that attention to your arms. Mine are resting on my legs. You can feel that weight. Bring that attention and that focus to your sit bone. That's where your bottom is seated. So I'm currently on a cushion, so I can feel the cushion below me. Feel my floor holding me up. And maybe you can feel all the way down to the earth and the earth holding you up. Bring your attention to your thighs. See how they feel. Bring your attention to your lower legs. Bring to your feet. So that we've checked in with our whole body. Let's come back to the breath. Let's do a few more breaths. So we're always bringing that attention back. Open your eyes if you're ready. If you want to keep going, you can always pause this video. Yeah, I'm very relaxed and tired now.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm almost feeling a little sleepy.
I know it always makes me sleepy, which makes me think about how much anxiety drives my like productiveness.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to walk y'all through the next one. This light is wild. So the next one I'm just going to explain. And this can be an especially good one if you're feeling really, really anxious. I've used this a lot with teens and youth who are like feeling really, really very bad in a moment. And I've also used it myself. So it's called Five Senses, right? So the first thing you do is you find five things you can see. Okay, so like for example, in front of me, I can see my dresser because I'm working from home, so I'm in my room. I can see my dresser. I can see my couch with some clothes on top. You know, I can see my alarm clock. I can see my legs in front of me. So you start with five things you can see. Then we move on to four things you can hear. So I can hear music from a car outside my window. um, I can hear birds in the tree outside my window. I can hear traffic on the busy street. And I can hear, was that already four?
No, one more.
Oh, dang. I can hear my exhale when I'm breathing. That's always a good one. You can almost always hear that.
Yeah.
So the next one is, so we've got five things you can see, four things you can hear, three things you can feel. So I currently can feel my elbow on my knee. I can feel my butt sitting on this cushion. I can feel my glasses resting on my nose. Okay, so we're down to three. Two things you can smell. This one can be a little challenging. It's easier when you're outside. So I can smell my detergent that I wash my clothes with. And I can kind of smell markers because I've got a whole bunch of markers here next to me.
I said I can smell like my hair from my shampoo.
Nice. Yeah, I miss out on that one.
Yeah.
And then the last is one thing you can taste. So I can like kind of taste a little bit of the chocolate I ate earlier, you know, lingering.
Mm-hmm.
So again, oh my gosh, this light is just wild. I don't really know what to do about it. Okay, that's better. So this is a really good thing, like when your mind's going nuts, you want to calm it down, not focus on what you're thinking about. So this is a good way to just really fast, like, go through these things, get out of your head. I highly recommend it. Do you have any final thoughts or things you'd like to share, Janelle?
I also think just like breathing, like just, breathing techniques, like holding it in for 5 seconds and then taking 5 seconds to kind of like let it out. I find myself doing that, or just taking like three really deep breaths, like breathing in just as much as I can and then just like exhaling as much as I can. And I feel like usually three is a good number for me. So when I'm feeling especially anxious, I like to do that.
I like that. I just did a nice big full one and that felt very good.
Yeah, it usually does. It's just like, like it just feels really good.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you feel more relaxed now or feel more confident in your ability to navigate negative feelings. So we have one more video coming for you next week. It's going to be about gratitude, and we're going to have another little art project. So hope to see you all back then. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.
Bye.